Hi, this is Pete with Wrap My Spyder, and today we're going to be showing you a video on our new 2021 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited dash kit pieces. And this video is going to cover the key surround and the handlebar mount area for our new 3D domed real carbon fiber dash kit that's available for the Can-Am Spyder RT and RT Limited. So as always in our videos, want to make sure that you take your time with surface prep. That's, as we've mentioned before, the key to a successful application, and making sure that this surface is not only up to temperature at 65 degrees plus, but thoroughly cleaned. And as we've mentioned before, this is an application that you don't want to rush. You want to take your time and not be in a hurry in applying these pieces. All these pieces are 3D domed, and they all have the 3M acrylic adhesive, which is very aggressive. But the insurance part of it is that you take your time and prep the surface before you do your installation. So surface prep wise, you want to make sure, of course, that you have your 70% rubbing alcohol. Right, 70% rubbing alcohol is what we're recommending. Regular kitchen paper towel off the roll, and thoroughly wipe those surface areas to make sure they are ready to accept the dash kit material. Once you've prepped it and you think you're ready to go, take the time to do a little bit of a test with masking tape. Stick it to the surface. If the masking tape sticks well, then you know that you're ready to install. If it doesn't stick well, then please continue to prep the surface. If you don't prep correctly and you rush and put this on and you have a peeling issue, then you have to take some other steps in order to get it to re-adhere. So surface prep, we can't stress that enough to give you a long-term successful application of this dash kit for the Spyder RT. So got some beautiful pieces here that we're going to be installing to enhance the dash area. So this piece right here is the key surround. It lays in place. As with all of our dash kit parts, we recommend you dry set it, which just means set it into position before you start your application to see alignment and fitment, and that way you can get it in position when you're installing it, because you already have knowledge of where it's to be placed and how. So to start, now that everything is prepped and ready to go, also if your kit comes with the application 3M adhesion promoter, basically this is insurance. By applying this in the surface area where the kit is going to lay, it helps to prevent any peeling issues. So we do provide this product in with a lot of our kits. So we have applied the adhesive promoter in the areas where the dash kit, that should be basically your last step. Now, when you're applying this, try to keep it only in the area where the dash kit is going to be placed. Sometimes it'll leave like a little glossy hue if you go beyond that. So just use caution when you're putting it on. Just try to put it where the kit's going to fall. You can clean it off, but save yourself the time and just be cautious. Okay, so to start the key surround piece, which is right here, we are going to peel back the 3M acrylic adhesive to expose the surface area. And with a piece this size, you can pretty much place it right on the spot. So make sure that you're aligned left and right, as well as parallel with along the bottom of the piece. And then lightly tack it into position, and it'll fall into place. And once you have it in position, then you're just going to firmly press on the kit. And what that's going to do is help that kit to tack to that surface area. Now, as always, we're going to go back over and lightly warm it, and then press it down with a microfiber towel to really activate that adhesive with the heat. So again, dry set your piece. That's without exposing any of the adhesive as of yet, just so you can see how and where this piece is to fall. So this piece, we got two pieces, one on each side of the key surround. You can see that it's beveled to take the same curve. So when you put it in place, make sure you have it nice and tight to this block. And you're going to just keep the kit nice and tight along that area, and it'll fall into place. So again, expose the adhesive. If you want, you can make yourself a tab like we do in our other videos and get it set in place. And you can check your positioning. When you know you have it in place, hold it in place, go up and tack where your tab is. And we'll show you this on the other side. Once you have the tab in place, then you can hold it and peel back and expose the adhesive. In this way, it's going to fall exactly where you're holding it in place. And that'll ensure accurate placement. And then you have this little arm that you can expose. Basically, you want to just keep it nice and tight to that housing. And then as it comes down, you'll just manipulate it to fall into place right beside that housing there. That looks very nice. Looks good. You can move on to the other side again. You can make yourself a tab on the outside of the piece. Hold it in place. Check your alignment to be even front to back. And that now I tacked the tab. Make sure it's nice and parallel with that housing again. Check how it's going to fall if you like it. Pull the tab. Of course, you want to take your time. You can even move back here. See how I'm just pulling that tab? And that way it's going to fall right where we're holding it. And that little piece, it'll bend and conform right to that surface area. And with that 3M acrylic adhesive, it really sticks, so you shouldn't have any trouble at all as far as that's concerned. So we'll go over that with heat. So beautiful accent around that key makes a big difference, just gives it a lot of dimension. Now we've got the piece for the handlebar mount. That's kind of cool. They did the cutout, so we can still see the name, Can-Am. And again, we're dry setting it to see how it's going to fall. You probably want to use that Can-Am silver cutout for alignment, because it looks like as long as you're side to side, top to bottom, around that area, you're going to be good to have it fall in place where it needs to go. And the material is conformable. We're just doing it in atmospheric temperature. In extreme temperatures, like if you were installing on a really, really hot day and you were finding that the dash kit material is super flimsy and hard to work with, you can do a little trick where you put your pieces in the freezer for a couple minutes, and that'll make them a little more rigid and easier to work with. So you can try that, but we're talking about super hot summer days. But if you're just in standard temperatures, like 70 degrees like we are today, the temperature of the kit should be just fine. So I'm hovering in place over that Can-Am logo. And I'm checking my top to bottom and side to side. Once I like it, just tacking it in place. That'll hold it, especially if you put the promoter on there. It's not going to go anywhere. So again, all I did is I just worked from here this way and that way and then out to the ends. And you can see that's down and nice and tight. So then we have the side pieces, which are a really nice accent out here on the edges. Same thing, you can dry set it into position. Check your alignment, making sure that you're side to side, top to bottom. When you get it where you like it, you just basically press it into position. And you can see it doesn't take a super long time, but this is an installation that you don't want to rush on. You want to be able to take your time, really look at what you're doing, making sure that you're getting it aligned, because misalignment is really hard to correct with this material, just because that adhesive is so bitey. Very nice. What a difference. So we've got our pieces applied. And then, of course, what we're recommending is you take light heat. Could be with a hair dryer or a heat gun. In my case, I'm using a heat gun because that's what we have here in the shop. So it's all been applied, but to make sure that it's in place and you're not going to have any issues, let's apply a little bit of light heat. Basically, you're going to warm it up, and then using a microfiber towel, just go around it, giving it some medium to heavy pressure. And basically what that's doing is you're softening that adhesive to really conform to the surface area underneath it. And again, it's just insurance. It's insurance that you're not going to have any trouble. Don't overheat it. You can feel when you're starting to overheat that the doming will start to feel real rubbery and it kind of gets sticky. Then you know you got a little bit too much heat, so back it off. And once these kits are on, they're on. You really shouldn't have any trouble. If you have a peeling issue, you didn't prep well enough. And basically, we're just warming it, going over it, make sure it's down nice and tight. So you can even look at the kit, the leading edge of the kit from various angles, and you'll see that it's nice and tight all the way around. And then that's a good indication that the kit is down and good to go. So this was the key surround and the handlebar mount of the 2020, 2021, and plus Can-Am Spyder RT Limited 3D domed real carbon fiber dash kit by wrapmyspyder.com. This is Pete, and we hope that you found this video informative. And as always, you can email us with any questions you have at sales@wrapmyspyder.com. Thanks for watching.